Why do you have to reuse water bottles so much?
To save the planet? I don't know. Okay, so today I have my fiance, Jeff, here. If you guys don't know him, most of you probably do. But we're gonna be talking about our engagement video, how he proposed, all that jazz. We're gonna talk about that today because we recorded it once, lost the footage, so we figured we'd do it again. Okay, so we are... Girl, do not start. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. Look what my Aunt Rachel made for us for Christmas. It says Jeff and Eden, and then it has our wedding date. She does like wood burning, whatever her stuff is. I don't know if she's like taking orders or anything.
I think she's on Etsy.
I'm gonna link her because it's like really cool. So we're kind of gonna start with how we got together. We were about, well, I was in 6th grade and we met at our friend Brad's house, and he was having like, I think it was a back to school bash party thing. And he invited.
No, it was out of school, summer. It was a summer bash.
Okay. And he invited his friends from school and his friends from church, and I was like his friend from church. I didn't go to their school at that time. I had moved. Met on the basketball court at his house, and I was actually trying to get him to date one of my friends. I was like helping a girl out, you know? Like that was it, you know? Then a couple years later, that same kid, Brad, brought him to our church, our youth group, and I met him again, and I was like, okay. And all my little girlfriends were like loving on him, and everyone had a crush on him. Together since for about 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, when we first started dating, we had like little dumb stuff, but we always thought we were gonna be like married at 18. It just didn't really work out that way. And then he decided that it was time.
That was the scariest day of my life, for sure. Like if you put a day where I was about to die, like on the deathbed next to that day, this day would surpass that day, because I've never been frozen, literally frozen like that in my entire life. We were all, pretty sure all your cousins were over, and we were all watching The Office.
Best show ever.
Best show ever.
You can keep going. I just gotta blow my nose real quick. Keep going.
I was standing and I couldn't move past this one spot because I was so scared to go in the office and ask him because he was doing work. But basically, how it all went down is I was going in there to ask him if I could take her on a birthday trip, because that's ultimately what this whole thing is about.
I'm back.
So I asked him, and everything went fine. Super intimate moment. And keep that between, you know, the family.
The fam.
The fam. But yeah, so that's where we're leading up unto October 14th.
Which is my birthday. It's Brooke. Ew. So for me, it was my 20th birthday, and usually he's like, you know, we got this going on for your birthday and blah, 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 and like, you know, he'll tell me everything, and I'm like all pumped and excited. He hadn't really mentioned anything, so I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a crappy birthday, like whatever. And he had all this other stuff in the works. I had no idea.
I told her we weren't basically doing anything for her birthday. It was like going to this wedding and then maybe going to dinner with her family, which I
don't really care. Yeah, I don't care.
She wanted to do something with me.
Yeah.
And
because you were supposed to have to work, like,
yeah, and I was gonna have to work
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I was like, we're not gonna be able to do anything. That's why I was really sad.
And we have church all day Sunday.
Yeah.
If anybody goes to church, you know, and you're involved, you know, it's like 9 a.m. to 3. So, and then you take a nap. That's what Sundays are for. My sister would sometimes, if I didn't have to work that day, she would let me come in for Eden. Like, I would do it once every 3 months or something like that, just because it was my sister's daycare. Eden asked me to do that day, and I was like, no, sorry. Little did she know.
I was like, I'm just so tired.
Me and her sister, Brooker T, were packing her stuff. Brooke packed a lot of it. I mean, she didn't pack a lot of it. She just got a lot of it ready. And your mom did too. Still on it.
Let me kiss. What?
Basically, me and my brother-in-law, who was also going on this trip that I planned. It was me, my brother-in-law, my sister, and Eden. Basically, we came over here, got the rest of her stuff together. Like, we helped them pack it all. Got everything that she could ever need, because she's, obviously, if you're looking at this channel, she likes to bake her face. So I had to get all that stuff that I would know.
And he did, dude. He remembered literally everything. He even...
Well, and Brooke and your mom. I don't want to say it's just me.
I'll say they. They even packed my bronzer, because, like, I like to, like, bronze, fake tan, bake and bake.
Because you're
Because I'm literally a vampire, so.
So we get all of her bags, put them in the car, and then we proceed to going to my sister's house, which is also where my sister's daycare was. I get there, and I take this pillowcase. It sounds really weird. Little...
Okay.
I lost the word.
I'm at the sink rinsing out a baby bottle, and I feel this thing go over my face, and it was a pillowcase. And I'm like, what the heck? And he was like, I have a surprise for you, you know? And I was like, oh, like I thought maybe he had like brought my gift early because he knew that like I was just like not about it that day, whatever. Megan helped get all my stuff together with this pillowcase over my head, and I'm like walking around the house like, you know, with my hands out. And we go outside.
Mind you, Megan's going, so my mom.
I didn't know that.
My mom filled in at the daycare for Megan. Thank you, Mom.
So he ends up being like, okay, we're gonna get in the car, and I'm like, the car, okay. So by this point, I was thinking we're going to like a nice lunch, and he's just gonna surprise me where we're going, somewhere nice. What was I saying? This is so weird. I don't even know how to explain it. It felt like I got in the back seat, and then Jeff got in the front seat. Little did I know, with my blindfold on and everyone being like amazing.
They're all so quiet. Like,
Jeff's dad was the one driving, didn't know he was there. Megan and Andre both got in the car. I didn't know they were there. I thought it was me and Jeff alone in the car. I finally took my blindfold off and stuff. I was like, there were people with me? Like, they were silent.
I'm hoping I can find this footage because it was priceless.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's in my iCloud. So I get out the car, I pull her up to the curb. Hey, I had the camera and I told her to take it off. And I was standing in front of her and she pulled it off.
I had no idea where it was.
And she was at the airport, but I was like, so, and she was like, what, why are we here?
I was like,
and I was like, guess where we're going? And she can't guess.
I have no idea.
And I was like, we're going to California, which is like our favorite
I love California.
place in America. Anyway, we're
we've
West Coasties. She might have thought like that's the only thing that I had to worry about, is surprising
like,
her
sweet.
with the California trip. You know, on this trip at some point, I had to propose, which
I didn't know that was going on still.
Oh my gosh.
And mind you, literally 45 minutes earlier, I was washing out a baby bottle. Not glamorous. And here I am on a plane.
What's up, baby? Here we go. So we get on the plane, and it's the bumpiest flight that any of us have ever been on. Like, it felt like we were about to fall out the sky. So we land. And the first night we get there, but it was with my aunt and uncle. It was in Northern California. It's in like the Carmel area. Beautiful house on the beach. Like, I feel like your boy aced that portion of it.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was literally like, best birthday ever.
Yeah.
Little did I know.
This is all on my mind. We drive like 40 minutes to San Francisco.
I ain't playing no bees, dog.
We're going to San Francisco.
San Fran. We're in San Fran.
The whole day I couldn't enjoy it because I was like freaking
it's so weird.
out.
It's so weird knowing that now. But you know, it's a good day. We're doing it. Because like the day we were there, I was just like, woo, and he was just like, yeah. And I'm like, babe, like this, because he had, like, I had been to Southern California. I'd never been to Northern California. So I figured he would be like,
that's the only other trip I've taken is to the
when
exact
he was
place
younger.
that we went.
So I thought he was going to be like, look at all, you know, you've never been here. Because usually it's the other way around. Like, he hasn't been anywhere I've been. And so I'm like, babe, you know, and now knowing that he had that on his mind, I'm like,
I hope you're yawning.
Makes sense.
There's about,
Snowmageddon.
there's about, oh my God, look at your mailbox.
Oh.
Currently downpouring. Yeah, we go through San Francisco, we're doing all the shops, we do Haight-Ashbury, we do all that stuff.
We are in Crepe Express, San Francisco, Haight-Ashbury.
And then we're on the ride home, and mind you, it's the first like rainy day that California's gotten since like
we went to Big Sur and all that.
August. We did go to Big Sur.
My goodness. Big Sur, everybody.
We go from Big Sur, San Francisco, we get back to the house, and I don't know how I'm gonna get this girl down to the beach. Praise Jesus, she was like, because it was misting, it was like 60,
destiny.
There was barely any sun. She was like, hey, do you want to go down to the beach? And I was like, yeah, guys, go now, like, go down to the beach, like, go set everything up, because I wanted there to be a certain setup, I wanted the music that I wanted playing, like, everything, I had to be perfect. And so my family takes everything that I had bought, and they go down to the beach, and I tell Eden, I'm like, my family, they, you know, you were taking a while, they went down there, they said just catch up when we want to, and she was just like, okay, and then she was like, I don't really know if I want to go down to the beach, and I was like, we're going to the beach.
I'm like, okay, so I throw on some pajama shorts and a crew neck out of my like cute day outfit, and he's like, babe, I don't know if you want to wear that. I kind of want to take pictures of you. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, what should I wear? He's like, just throw back on what you were wearing. And I'm like, I'm not wearing white jeans down to the beach. I was just being myself. Super difficult.
After I get her convinced to go back down there, my sister calls and she's like, hey, where are you guys at? I'm like, we're almost ready. And then I'm like, okay, I'll bring you this and this. And they didn't really actually need that. I was just staging a call. So I grabbed 2 waters out of the fridge and I grabbed a Bluetooth speaker. And they're freezing cold water. You have to go down a cliff.
Literally a cliff.
And then you have to go downstairs on the side of a cliff. And so we're doing this and she's like, I'm gonna get my jeans dirty. And I'm like, babe, it's fine. Like, let's just go. I'll
And like those
wash
water
your
bottles
jeans.
are like freezing our hands. So I'm just being like irritating.
She's like, will you buy me new jeans?
I'm like, are you gonna buy me these white jeans if they get stained? And he's like, yes, Eden, I will buy you those white jeans. I was like, you're gonna pay $35 for these jeans.
I was like, trust me, I'll
He's
pay
like,
$35.
I will pay $35.
So we get down to the sand and it's like this trench and then it opens up into the
It's
ocean
really
and everything.
cool.
The story will get romantic in a second. It's just really funny parts leading
Yeah.
up to this story.
Okay, sorry the camera died.
And I had to shovel and push out their aunt and uncle.
Yeah. It's been about an
There's
hour.
like a foot of snow.
Ew. Sorry if it's like weird lighting and like these Christmas lights are now on, but. And this was recorded like right before it goes up. This was not Christmas time. My mom just leaves these up because she likes the white lights.
It's a cute touch.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, so sorry if it's like way different. It's just like we had a little issue. We're like halfway to his family and he just like throws the water bottles into the sand.
Yeah, I was fed up with
Like he was like, I'm ready, you know, this is about to happen. And I'm like, pick those water bottles up. And he's like, no, babe, it's fine. I'm like, we just carried those freezing water bottles from the top of the cliff all the way down here. Pick up the water bottles. Your family wanted them. We went through all this crap to get them.
I was like,
pick up the
Eden,
water bottle.
I don't need the water bottle.
He's like, we don't need the water bottle. So then we get a little closer and I saw something in the sand and I was like, watch your feet, because we were barefoot. It looks like ember, like coal. Like I thought someone had had a fire and it was still like
Spread it
red.
out, yeah.
And we walk up there and it's candles. And I'm like, oh, you know, it's my birthday. And it's a heart of candles on the beach.
The funniest thing is, like, she's being all snobby and snotty, but then she goes clueless. Like, she sees these embers, quote
That's
unquote.
what I thought it was.
Which I still have those. I still have the candles and the lights. Thank you to my aunt.
Sent
who,
them to us from Cali.
Yeah, she sent
I
them
think
to
we're
us.
going to try to use them in the wedding somehow.
Yeah, we're going to try to use them somehow. But I had them set up a heart of candles in the sand. It was perfect heart.
And his whole family is like recording, which is awesome.
I step into this heart in the middle of this heart. And I'm like, come here. And she's like, why? And I'm like, just come here. And then I lose all ability to function as a human.
I am just like, okay. I'm like, this is not happening. It's just a birthday present. Just a birthday present. Like,
I shut
calm
down.
down. He loses all
I didn't
ability
function.
to speak.
And in the video, if we plug it, you'll see. Luckily, you can't hear what I say because like I like that to be between us. I'm just so nervous. I'm fumbling with my hands and like, it's crazy.
I remember saying, why are you so nervous?
The song I had playing it's another YouTuber. His name's Alex Aono, and he wrote a song, and so I had that song playing when I proposed to her on like a little, and it's in the video perfectly. Like as soon as I get down on one knee, it comes in.
I was surrounded by these feelings I never knew it'd be nights alone in my car, just me, you, and stars and moon. Didn't think I would share so much of this heart, but now it's been built for two. No, I don't see myself with anyone. Nobody else but you.
Let me see that ring.
Whoa, beautiful.
When you leave that circle, you're engaged.
Come my way.
Yeah, basically on the beach in California, I pulled it off.
With the logistics. We needed to have a briefing with him. All of us. And nobody.
She said yes.
I kidnapped her, made it through the flight, made it through a whole day and a half of my nerves going crazy because I had this in the back of my brain.
It's kind of funny too. We laugh about it now. It's funny because one, it had been raining. So California doesn't rain, right? Like they've been in severe drought.
And
It is pouring. Literally pouring, and everyone's like, there's gonna be a bunch of traffic because they're not used to rain. Like usually, you know, California's sunset on the beach is the most beautiful things that you can see, right? And like sunset's so romantic. It had been raining, so it was like kind of like foggy out. Actually, on the Golden Gate Bridge, but you can barely even see the gate. It's so rainy.
Take exit
And you cannot see the ocean at all.
Oh my goodness. Drenched.
Seriously.
It's pouring and we're in a mountain.
It was just wet out, like the
Foggy.
sand was all wet. Then there was this red tide, which is like this weird looking foam that comes up on, like, you know, the wave washes up the foam and goes out, and it just like leaves heaps of like
Foam,
lines of
literally
foam all over the
feet of
beach.
foam.
Yeah, it was like pretty, but it wasn't like what we were imagining, but it was perfect. We laugh about it now because it was just like, what are the odds of all of that? And then after we got engaged, we're all happy. We went to like go run through the foam and like run to the water. And so we run through the foam, we're like, you know, like funny. Okay, so it's algae, which means it's like alive. And so it starts like eating, like, you know, biting on
We're like,
our
our legs are
They were
itching.
on fire,
We're like
itching.
this itching, and, like, it was
And I
like,
got green all over my white jeans, which I got out, but you know.
we got it out.
It was so cool. And after, so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like running back up this cliff, like going back into the house. So I call my mom and I call my sister, and I'm like, you know, they knew it was going on, but I'm like, they had never seen the ring, so I got to show them all the ring.
In my eyes caught the sight of you. I was surrounded by these feelings I never knew.
Like a lot of girls after we got engaged would ask me like, how did he pick the ring? And like all my family, that was like one of the main questions that we got was like, how did you pick it or did he pick it?
It's modern, but it's timeless.
I would always make him go into like Kay and Jared and like just look at rings. And I knew that I wanted oval because I felt like it was still in the classic realm of like circle cut or like princess cut. But so it was like really classic, but it was still a little different.
So then we went on with the rest of our night. I had planned a dinner at this place called Shadowbrook.
What are you doing here, huh? Oh, snap. Oh my goodness. Who got you that rock, girl? Who got you?
Well, you can look it up on like Instagram. I'm sure they have an Instagram.
Basically, it's literally on the side of a cliff. It's like in a cliff, kind of.
So you go at street level, and then you have to wait for this literally 4-person trolley. It's like this trolley. You can take the stairs, which we took the stairs first time.
That's what we take when we come back up the stairs after we eat, because we bloated.
We took the trolley on the way back up.
Slide.
To the left.
There's like waterfalls and these cute fairy lights all the way down, and then you go in and it's like a tree house, literally like a big,
It's really cool.
a big luxurious but like super nice fancy tree house.
There's like fairy lights or like bistro cafe lights through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Tons of windows, so it's all just like reflecting. So pretty. Well, I was like, it's my birthday, and they were like, and we just got engaged, and he was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
So
It was cool. Right?
it was great. Kidnapped her, took her all the way to California, proposed.
Good morning, Beyonce.
Right there is where Jeff asked me to marry him.
The trip was so fun. We got to just go explore California. We went to Muir Woods.
Check out how big this tree is. It is insane. Huge too.
It's all the redwoods and the huge trees.
All over the place. They're just huge.
Yeah, it was the first time we ever flew together. It was a lot of fun. Like, we still have never been anywhere by ourselves, like,
Honeymoon.
on a vacation. So, like,
We're
the
going
honeymoon
on
will
a
be the first one.
cruise. We're going on
Yeah.
a cruise.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you guys.
Keep watching her videos. Makes me happy. Keeps her happy, which
Yeah.
means I'm happy. So.
Last video, I think I got 140 views, which is way better than 0. So
We
you
appreciate
guys-
all of them.
Yeah, so keep watching. If you watch, just like the video if you liked it.
Share it. That's a big thing.
Yeah, or share
Share it
it
to other
or
people.
subscribe, because then like that just lets me know that there's kind of a point to me doing it. I would say the reason I'm doing it, one, is because I want to have everything in one spot, and two, if you guys want to watch it, you know, then I'll keep
It's
doing
fun to
stuff.
do.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's really fun to do.
Man.
Let me know if you want to plan popping the question, fellas who watch this, because
You did a pretty good
think
job. Knocked it out of the park.
Happy birthday!
Your box. Where's your box?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
It's the ground.
Just listen. You can just
Happy Hanukkah. Happy. Come on, guys. Thanks so much again, and I hope that you guys come back and watch my next video. Like I said, I'll be notifying you guys via Snapchat, Twitter, social media, all that. And also, if you subscribe and you click that little bell, that'll let you know whenever I post a video.
I clicked the bell.
You click the bell?
I clicked the bell.
Goodbye, Pacific. You will be missed.